Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss The Strangers, Chapter 3, starring Madeline Petch and directed by Rennie Harlan. Now, I have seen this movie twice, and why did I do that? Well, of course, for the first viewing is for witnessing the movie's purposes, and second viewing for note taking, but why did I have to do it? Let's get to the movie and find out. We opened 3 years before the events of the first movie, where a woman working at a motel in Venus, Oregon, named Shelley, giving a woman named Claire room 24, and I get the impression she did that on purpose so she can get herself and another stranger named Gregory to come and kill her. And I was getting a Psycho vibe where Norman Bates puts Marion Crane in the room where his mother attacks her, and it is the same thing with this opening where nighttime comes and Gregory and Shelley knock on the door and says, "Is Tamara here?" As they end up breaking in and killing Claire in the most sadistic and brutal way possible, and she asks why is she doing this to her, and Shelley says because you're here, in the previous two movies. And this is where the movie starts to lose me right away. And we move on to the definition of a serial killer and get to a present day where chapter 2 ended, where Maya, returned by Madeline Petch, sees the death of the other girl she killed at the end of the last movie, and Gregory, aka Scarecrow, finishes her off. And I'm like, why? You would kill your own like a snap of a fucking finger, which is beyond stupid, by the way. After the strangers get away, Maya runs away and is hiding from Sheriff Rotter, whom I didn't trust in the first two movies anyways to begin with. So why trust him now? And Maya goes into a church where Gregory talks to, as well as having a drink with her, about the dead. And she tells Gregory about Ryan. And he talks about his friends, and how he'll make new ones, with how she didn't mean to kill one of his friends, but realized they're even. And he tells her to get the hell out of here. And I would too. Thank Christ. But if she had a car there, wouldn't be a third movie, would there? Sheriff Rotter finds Maya, and she eventually finds a way out of his custody by driving his cop car, and that was preposterous. And the choices being made in this is preposterous as she crashes the cop car because she wasn't paying attention to the fucking road, as it was preposterous. Like, I'm like, come on. She knew Sheriff Rotter is involved, as I was getting the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes from 2003 from that moment of the film. Maya gets captured by the strangers and put on their truck to keep her as a hostage. And we flash back to a court order where that Sheriff Rotter will keep custody of his son Gregory and lets them continue to kill people. And Shelley, as Sheriff Rotter cleans up the mess, and this is definitely the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And that pissed me off from the get-go. And why the fuck are we flashback into some bullshit I just don't care about to begin with? And we get to the diner and introduced in the first chapter as Maya's sister Debbie, brother-in-law Howard, and their lawyer, I'm guessing is who that is, or driver, or whoever the fuck it is, Marcus. And they ask people about where Maya is at, and she's gone missing, according to the town, and Annie confesses she seems like a good person, and that was too convenient for me. Maya wakes up to a scarecrow giving her a tattoo of a happy face, while Marcus, Howard, and Debbie follow Sheriff Rotter to a place where Sheriff Rotter is getting caught by his deputy, and Sheriff Rotter kills his deputy, and with the name like Rotter, makes him a rotten sheriff. While Scarecrow comes to Maya's room to put on a mask on her face, and while she tries to fight back, is a little successful, with Scarecrow running out, and the series more than anything runs out of gas, while Maya is forced to put on the mask and drive to the motel with the two strangers. And can I just say, I hate these fucking characters, as I don't care whether they live or die. We go back 13 years ago, to a young Gregory and Shelley at the gas station trying to look for suspects, as she runs into a guy hitting on her while his girlfriend comes up to him and says he would never do this ever again. And we get to the motel, and she kills the motherfucking asshole before they can, and she gets food from them. And I don't care who these fucking characters are, as this is some bullshit. While present day, We get Maya with the strangers following a couple back to the motel room number 24, like we've seen a couple of times throughout the movie, as Maya knocks on the door twice and breaks in, and they break in and ask Maya to brutally kill one of them, as Scarecrow does the male until Maya kills the other stranger, and he forced Maya to kill the female, which was painful to watch, like this whole 90 minutes of a movie, as the music choices were just awful. After the kill, Maya and the Scarecrow drive in a truck as Sheriff Rodder leads Debbie, Howard, and Marcus to a trailer at nighttime. And when Debbie and Howard and Marcus get to the abandoned trailer, Marcus looks for Sheriff Rodder, while Debbie and Howard fall behind Marcus. And they get in, and Marcus looks outside, and Sheriff Rodder, meanwhile, Scarecrow with Maya go towards the direction, and Sheriff Rodder finds Marcus and kills him dead, while the Scarecrow flips the trailer over and kills Howard and shows Maya the death of her sister Debbie. And the cinematography made this thing look like an ugly movie, and it's all dark and shit. Devastated, Maya wants to desperately kill Scarecrow as he reunites her, and I'm like, motherfucker, just kill the bastard. But instead, I have to suffer another 25 minutes of movie left as Maya drives away, and I thought, get the fuck out of town. But instead, she comes back to finish her vengeance for killing everybody she cares about, like Ryan, Debbie, Howard, and she goes in an underground place where she kills Sheriff Rodder, which felt way too convenient in my taste. While looking for Gregory, she finds him in another spot where she kills him off with a knife. But first, Gregory is upset for the death of Shelley and talks with Maya about the pain they're both in, while she's the only one that survived, and she ends up killing Gregory with, like I said, a knife, and continues to kill him with an axe as she gets out of there and drives away. And the writing in this is extremely painful. And this climax was the worst, but how worst was this movie? Or was it as worse as the previous ones? Let's get into it and find out. I'll give this movie a 1.0 out of 10. Easily the worst in the Strangers franchise, as this opening scene lost me from there to the rest of the movie. And the movie is beyond fucking stupid. And the choices being made in this movie are preposterous, and I was getting vibes from the original Psycho, where they people purposely in room 24 to kill people off, to the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2003, where the town sheriff allows the strangers to do what they do best, which pissed me off from the get-go. What the fuck do we need more flashbacks when the strangers were younger, as that's some bullshit I just don't care about to begin with, as this movie feels too convenient for me. And this series is running out of gas, and I absolutely hate these fucking characters from the beginning of this trilogy, and I don't care whether they lived or died. And this is just painful to watch, to do the full 90 minutes of a movie that, as the music choices were just awful. The cinematography made this look like an ugly movie, as it's all dark and shit, and this is another strong non-recommendation that is for this movie series, and it's paired up with Return to Silent Hill, which is a movie I reviewed earlier this year as the worst movie of the year, as this is absolutely dreadful, and as that Silent Hill sequel was. So whatever you do, please don't see this fucking movie, as I couldn't have given a 3 times a shit due to this series by Rennie Harlan. So I'd like to thank you guys for returning to the Strangers. And if we ever get another one, don't talk to strangers, folks. Don't talk to strangers.